People tend to treat creativity like it's something they can do once a week or something. Like they can just drop in and do it anytime. And I'm talking about writing something, painting, digital art or content creation, anything that's like creating something new. People tend to think when they have time or they can do it once in a while and it's the same. And this video is all going to be about how I think treating creativity like you would a sport. If you wanted to play a sport at a high level, you couldn't just do it once in a while, right? And so I'm going to talk in this video about the necessity of consistent practice in creativity and how AI can assist you in it, because that's what I've been experimenting with lately and getting a lot of good results. Just to give you an idea of what I've been doing, one thing is these videos that I'm talking to you right now, I've been doing these daily for almost 2 months now. So this is 50-something video, this one, every day. And I couldn't do that without the use of the AI tools that I'm using. I mean, I could, but it would take way more time. And then I wouldn't have lasted this long because it would just take too much time out of the rest of my day. But with AI, I'm using the AI tools to get ideas and outlines for these videos, but not just using random stuff that the AI gives me, but for the first 30 days, I just recorded a video every day of me talking without any outline, just a basic idea. And then I took the transcripts from those first 30 days, put it into the AI and said, okay, now make me a framework and give me ideas for the next 30 days of videos. And then each day I had the AI outline each video based on the transcripts of my previous videos. I had 30 transcripts and then more as I made more videos of me talking about my life and ideas and opinions. And then the AI now will make outlines for me based on all of that. So the outlines are full of my ideas, my personal stories, etc. So they're very useful and specific to me, not generic. This is a way that I've been using AI to make these videos and make the process quicker and creating at a more consistent rate. And like I said in the beginning, this is just necessary to becoming better at a creative, whatever your thing is, whether it's writing, making content, any kind of art, digital, painting, whether you're trying to start a business on the side, doing it nights and weekends, that whole thing, you got to find time to do it. The more you do it, it's not just about the more you do it, the quicker you finish the project. I actually think that's the second most important thing, is finishing. I think the most important thing for any kind of creative project is to become better at your craft or your skill. It's to improve yourself and your skills. And so in order to do that, like getting better at a sport or just getting in better shape physically, you need to do it consistently, ideally daily, but at least consistently multiple times a week. And so everyone easily grasps this with the physical exercise, right? Because you've experienced that. It's very easy to feel and see that the more you work out or train at a specific sport or even playing a musical instrument, right? Something that involves physicality, you can see that you're getting better the more you practice. People seem to not grasp this as much with creative type work, stuff that's more coming from the mind, right? Like writing or art or what have you. So I'm really trying to get that through people's heads and get them into doing more creative work consistently, and because then they'll become better at it. Getting back to working in AI to this process, like you have a trainer at the gym, if you have a trainer gym or a workout buddy, it helps. It helps to have some other presence there. And in the past, I've been in writing groups and that's helped, or done some project with a writing partner. I wrote scripts in the film industry in the US previously, and that all helped. But now you can use AI in similar ways. In other words, you can go back and forth with AI brainstorming ideas, treating it like an assistant doing research for you, treating it like a creative partner where you can go back and forth in ideas, and then it can organize the information very well and outline it very well. I'm talking, of course, about the ChatGPT or the Claude. By the way, the whole process I outlined earlier about how I'm making these videos and putting in the transcripts and getting outlines, I'm using Claude, just FYI. I prefer it for most writing things over ChatGPT, FYI. Check it out, Claude.ai. And so anyway, the fact that I can go back and forth with ideas really helps me to move faster. I started working on a novel trilogy, and I'm going to make some more videos more about that process in the future. But basically, just being able to go back and forth with Claude ideas of what if the character did this, what else could he do in this situation, and it giving me a bunch of ideas, it makes the whole process faster. It doesn't always have great ideas, but because it gives a bunch of different ideas that I didn't necessarily think of from that angle, it prompts me to think of other ideas. And so then I get other ideas based on what I'm getting from the AI, and that just makes the whole process quicker, like having a creative writing partner or writing assistant. Just because the AI might give some generic ideas, then you're like, I've heard this from people that they get turned off from the ChatGPT or the Claude because they're like, ideas are generic. They're not all that interesting or unique or captivating. But like I'm saying, you're underestimating the value of just somebody else throwing ideas at you that you can then riff on. That really helps me move much quicker when I'm building a story, for example, or some other kind of writing piece, is just this process of ideas, the back and forth, that then just helps me to think of another way to look at it or riff on it, and I end up with better ideas quicker. It just makes the whole process much quicker versus me starting and trying to think of ideas on the blank paper. It just gives me a bunch of ideas, and then I can start to riff on them and make them good or find better ones. So I'm just encouraging people to try using the models like that, because it will just make your process quicker, and you can do more with it, and you can do more quicker. And similar to using like a Midjourney for images, for visual inspiration, if you're doing anything that's going to be visual in some way, even if you're building a chair or something, or you're designing, you're an interior designer, you're designing a room, using AI image generator like Midjourney, again, can just give you good ideas, because you put in what you have in mind, it'll give you different images, and that also can just spur other ideas in you, because it's going to put in things that you didn't exactly say, right? It's going to make different versions of it based on what you put in there. And so then you can look at it and get some new ideas and try, put in something else in the prompt and see what it gives you, and keep going. I think this is, and same thing with videos, with a runway. And I think this is where some people right now are not missing the boat, but like missing the current value of the AI tools, because they're just looking at the output. Can I use the output as the final product? And when they see that they can't, or they don't want to, it's not good enough, they're like, F this tool, like it's not good enough. And they're missing it, because what I'm trying to explain here and convince you to try is that it's not, right now, it's not used for final output, or I don't recommend that. Right now, I recommend using it as part of the development process, part of the creative process in whatever you are creating, writing or visualizing or whatever. And then you are doing the final output with some ingredients from the AI. So looking at more as a tool for the process, not for the final output, I think is really important right now. Now, obviously, tools are getting better every day, and this could change tomorrow. But at least for now, use it as part of the process, but you got to make that final output. And I think that even though the tools will get better, this element won't change. Like, you still need to put your human touch on it, or it will eventually just be like all the other content from the AI. The AI will, even as it gets better and better, it's still going to be the same as the other stuff it puts out. Not literally the same, not literally the same image or literally the same written text, but it will be similar to it and it won't stand out. And it'll just be there's just going to be a big sea of AI generated content, there already is. But it's going to require your human touch on it to make it unique. And I'm encouraging people to start getting into that practice now so that they're prepared when it really takes off and gets better and it has more capabilities and so forth. But getting used to this process now of using the AI as part of your process, but then putting your unique creativity and human touch on the final product. And I'm encouraging that as daily. And because it is flexing your creative muscles and it's developing this new creative muscle, or this new style of playing the sport of creativity, so to speak, where you're doing it with AI tools versus before. And it's the same as when in, I don't know, basketball or something, right? The sneakers got way better. In football, American football, the pads and helmets have changed over the years. If you look back a long time ago, and musical instruments have changed, etc. You get the point. Is tools change, and then you got to get used to using them. Get after it and use it as part of the process, and just have this long view of this is what all work is going to be. Like you're going to need to have your own creativity and strong creative muscles. You're going to have to be really good at your own unique creative skills or craft, right? You're going to have your own style of writing, for example, or your own style of images that you are using AI tools as a major part of the process to create your work. And anyone that's not doing this is not going to have a job or have a freelance or have their own business, because this is going to be the only thing for humans to do. AI is going to do everything else. And the people that are just have the unique creativity but are not using AI tools are just going to lose the race, because they're just going to be so much slower at outputting than the people that are using the tools and have their own unique creativity. So this is the future of work and art. And so I recommend starting to train for it now and starting to get into it now. So thanks for watching, and tune back in tomorrow for the next video.